good evening to everyone. This is Shruti Anand, journalist at K12 News, and I'm very delighted today. I'm virtually present with Dr. Shunila Joy Chauhan, Principal, Thakur International School, IGCSE, A and A Level, Mumbai. Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Welcome to K12 Talks 2020. How are you?
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here, Shruti, and I'm really happy to be here virtually. Of course, I would have loved to meet you in person.
Ma'am, definitely, it would have been a pleasure, and looking forward to it as soon as this will be over, and we'll be back to our normal lives.
Yes.
So, ma'am, as the principal, what do you feel that these have been the challenges for the teachers and for the students moving the whole education system from in person to online?
Yes, it's been quite a challenge because we were not really prepared for this. So, moving completely virtually was a novel experience. And though we are a technologically well equipped school, we were already using Google Classroom. We were using virtual reality, augmented reality, but teaching completely online and for the students also to receive that online education, none of us were prepared. So there were many challenges.
Right, ma'am. More than these challenges, do you feel that the students entering the classes without any of the I would say they are not supposed to be there, and the student just joined out of nowhere, not attending the classes, just being present for the attendance, not gaining any knowledge. How has it been impacted?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's just what happens. Since we use Google Meet, we had a G Suite account. That means unless you have that registered email ID, so tismumbai.in, we could not, you could not join that class. However, sometimes there are network issues, some other problems, and then we allow children to, with the permission of the host, enter that particular class. So we have not really had any such issue because of that security measure. But then, as far as children participating in class, yes, we have. So what usually happens is because of the size of the class, we tell the children, for example, switch off the camera, and or we tell the children that keep yourself on mute, don't interfere in the middle, finish and post your questions in the chat box, and then we will start replying. So very often we know children just put off the camera, put themselves on mute, and then they are somewhere else doing something else. Maybe they are watching a movie or just not bothered or whatever. So these things do happen. To keep children engaged, we have to keep asking them questions, keep telling them, okay, now switch on your camera and answer. Okay, raise your hand. So, all those kind of things and participate in the chat. But we do have these concerns. I think everybody does, all the entire teaching community.
Absolutely, ma'am. I totally agree with this, and this is another reason uh, for this K12 Talks 2020. The motto is to let people know that they are not alone in this. The people out in the world, and this is a global situation. This is a global pandemic, and people all over the world are facing this. So thank you so much for bringing this up, ma'am, and sharing it with our audience because we know that this is not just one thing. Only a single person is being going through it. So thank you, ma'am. Speaking of the impacts, ma'am, it highly affected the life of students as well as teachers. Have there been any positive impacts of this pandemic situation, the lockdown, staying up within confined four walls?
Yes, so yeah, the positive things have, of course, we have to focus on that. The most important thing is that it made us children as well as educators, all of us realize that we need to spend some more time at home and understand the importance of family relationships. So we were just talking about that, right, Shruti? Getting used to living with the family because we are all so busy, whether it's children or us or typically all households, we keep running around everywhere. And then, staying with the family day in, day out for so many months has been difficult. But now, of course, everyone has got used to it. Finding a corner to take a class has been a problem to study because you need to study. At the same time, for teachers also to find a place where they can without any interruption deliver a lecture. But yeah, the positive things is that we know what is actually important to us. What are the things that we really should focus on, not the things that just the material things in the world, you know. And
Okay.
one more thing is that we have learned to be very positive and turn more into the, you know, a less paperwork, more paperless kind of thing situation where we now we use, for example, more of these Google forms rather than just entering into bits of paper. So that will of course save paper. So that also is a positive impact. And it's helped us to keep our stuff more documented because we don't know what comes up next. So keep your things documented, everything over mail. Communication has become better, though we did use daily diary, which was online. We used a mobile app, but now we use it. Another important positive factor of this entire process has been that children have been given a whole lot of free online resources. The entire industry has got together that yes, this whole year no one is going to suffer. So a lot of apps have been given free by a whole lot of the entire education industry. So children never got bored. During that time, there was online yoga, there was dancing, there was singing competitions, there are Antakshari online. So the positive things are that we've adapted, and that's the most important part, that we have become resilient and adapted to this whole situation.
Right, ma'am. Speaking as you just said that they are more confined with the family, not in just within the world. And I believe, other than these, the factors include that the mother nature is healing back. There's so
Yes,
less pollution, be it the air pollution or the noise pollution. There is so much less of it as of now. We are saving times. So yes, there have been really other impacts in of this pandemic situation. So, ma'am, as you said that though no activities took a stop, be it the yoga or the dances, yet, ma'am, it has somehow affected the mental health of the students because they are not moving outside. So, how
yes.
do you think this this is going to affect?
Yeah, children have been impacted, especially, you know, pre-primary children and primary children. They are used to a lot more interaction with their teachers, and not only with their teachers. They want to go down and play. They want to move around, and they have been kept at home. And with the older children also, a lot of time is being spent at home. In fact, all the time. So that has impacted them. They have turned in, you know, more into themselves, and a lot of kids are taking counseling now. They have been, you know, requesting for uh, the counselor because they are also tired of being at home and being told at all times that okay, you're free, study. Previously, it was not like that. They could go down also. Now it is, oh, you don't waste time watching only TV. Now study. And how much exercise are they going to do at home? So this is a problem. So parents need to be a little more balanced with that. I mean, that's a strong advice to all parents, that if you're every child cannot go down and cycle. There's only a particular age group that can go down, right? Above 10 years old. So allow your child to move around at home a lot more instead of just being told to study. Try to engage your children in more activities because it is affecting the mental health of children. Yes.
Right, ma'am. It has. So, along with these, there as the principal, ma'am, on your personal level, I would like to know that how exactly did you manage and your team manage to move everything from in hand to virtual? Because it was just there was this Janta curfew, and the next thing that we got to know that there's a lockdown for a month. So,
Yes.
how did the school manage to move everything online?
Yes. So you are right. So the first thing that we did was I had attended uh, Cambridge had organized one, a conference for us immediately after the lockdown. I attended it on Google Meet, and that's when I realized that we could do this virtually because that was the need of the hour. Our children had not yet given their final exams, our secondary students, and so I spoke to the IT person, our ICT teachers, and we all got together, the coordinators and the whole team. And from the first, we trained each other. We learned trial and error, first with a small group, then trained the rest of the teachers. And from 1st April, we started with lectures for grade 9 and 10. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was a lot of, trying it out in small groups. So, just two people, three people, and then seeing all the security issues. Because, as you rightly pointed out right at the beginning, that what if someone enters the class? So, we had to think about the cyber security. We also had to see that children are not impacted because portion had to be not only completed, but children had to, as you said, virtually move everything to distance kind of learning, an online thing. And teachers also had to learn to do online corrections. It's not just about giving a lecture. How do you correct every script? How do you manage with assessing children? So we did that, and we now we use Drawboard PDF. We use, of course, Doodle Pen. All these for corrections. We use Google Forms to for tests, and then we also use Exam.net. And these things have helped us to be able to do it pretty seamlessly. So our lectures happen.
That's, I believe, ma'am, that these are some of the innovative methods that you have been using. Along with these, ma'am, in the school life, students usually participate in the sports day or the annual function, the farewell. These are also a part of students' life, the school life. So, ma'am, how has these been affected, and any innovative method that has been done to keep these in check?
Yes, I'm glad you brought this up because in the month of May, we did a virtual summer camp for children in which we did dance, we did gymnastics, music, and art. And this helped the children to stay engaged in the month of May. But yes, we did miss out a few of the online things which would have happened. I mean, not online, it would have happened in real time. So graduation day we missed out. However, we did have the entire elections for the student council. We had the invest teacher ceremony. We celebrate Grandparents' Day. We of course celebrated Independence Day, and all these functions, different color days and all which we have for pre-primary. And so this has been happening. We've had people coming and speak to our children, motivational speakers, and we've tried to keep the children engaged in this. But yes, we will miss Sports Day, which is an integral part of the curriculum. And there is nothing that we can do online at present to, sort of compensate. We can keep them active, but we can't have a online sports day just as yet. So
All right,
yes,
ma'am. So, along with these, thank you so much, ma'am, for your contribution to this K-12 Talks 2020. It was such a pleasure connecting with you. And more than that, ma'am, you sharing your thoughts and your experiences with the world out there. It's, I believe our viewers have a must to note down a lot of pointers here. So it's a pleasure connecting with you, and we are really honored with your presence. So on behalf of K12 Talks, thank you so much, ma'am.
thank you so much for calling me here and giving me a chance to express myself. And I wish all the educators, parents, children all the very best, and especially to K-12 News for bringing all of us together on a common platform.
Ma'am, it's our pleasure. And with your presence and the educationists that have been in the session past lately, it is so great that being a warrior in this COVID situation, you have also been awareing out the people. This is just a platform, and you are the pillars. So thanks for that, ma'am. And to all our viewers, thank you so much. These have been a great session, and of course today with Dr. Shunila Joy Chauhan. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more updates and more sessions. Till then, stay safe, and we are together in this. And you are all the warriors of this K-12 community. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.